What is going on, everybody? So, I am back today to talk about a suspense thriller horror movie that was released a couple of years ago on Hulu that I just missed. And I know a lot of people talked about it when it was released, but it was one I just never got around to. And I really enjoy Sarah Paulson normally when she's in a movie or a TV show. I think she's a really talented actress. And so I wanted to give this one a try. And the film I'm going to be discussing today is Run. Run is directed by Aneesh Chaganty. Chloe, a teenager who is confined to a wheelchair, is homeschooled by her mother, Diane. Chloe soon becomes suspicious of her mother and begins to suspect that she may be harboring a dark secret. So I feel like Aneesh Chaganty is really known for his movie Searching that came out a couple of years ago. I still have not seen it, but after watching this movie, I definitely want to give it a try. And what I really liked seeing that trailer was using an unconventional filmmaking method to tell a story that you could see in any type of movie. And I know a lot of people really liked that movie. A lot of people praised it for its originality. And so this was my first of his films that I'd watched, and I didn't really know what I was getting into with this one. And I was really impressed with this movie, despite the fact that a lot of it is really predictable and you can see what is coming from pretty far away. Because of how compelling the performances are and how dedicated the actors are to the material, it makes it really easy to watch and really enjoyable to watch. So as the plot description says, you have Chloe, played by Kiera Allen, who is confined to a wheelchair. She's homeschooled. She can't hardly ever leave the house. Her mom teaches her at home, but she's an incredibly intelligent student. She does really well. She builds these little mechanical things in her bedroom, and it's shown really early on that she's an incredibly intellectual individual. And her mother is played by Sarah Paulson. Her mother's name is Diane, and you see at the beginning of the film, we get a flashback to when she's giving birth to her daughter. Her daughter is having a lot of medical problems. They say there's things wrong with her heart, and it cuts away before we get any more information. And so you're assuming that her daughter, when she was born, had all of these birth defects and all these issues, that she's luckily alive, but she can't walk. She has issues with asthma. She has heart problems, all these other things. Well, one day, the daughter starts to get suspicious about the pills that her mom is giving her. And so she starts to kind of do research on her own, and she begins to believe that her mother is drugging her and purposely keeping her at the house because she doesn't want to lose her. And so the movie is you trying to discern, is Sarah Paulson's character this maniacally evil, or is the daughter just misinterpreting what is happening? So I found this movie to be really compelling because I've talked about it before. I have this weird relationship with my dad where he was a very toxic and manipulative person who did a lot of awful things in his life. And when I watched this movie, a lot of the character traits that Sarah Paulson exhibits were very similar to things that my dad did to me and my siblings. And not in the extreme sense that this movie goes to, but in the subtle manipulations, in the way that it's like making you feel bad about something that they did. And they do it in a way that it's like very not mean or yelly or over the top. It's very like a subtle jab that makes you feel like shit. And there are people in this world who are really good at that kind of thing. And I think Sarah Paulson delivers a really incredible performance in this movie that's very believable, and you really are pulled into this fact of how kind of all over the place her character is with her emotions, and trying to understand her motive and why she's doing the things that she does. I think Kiera Allen's performance as Chloe is also really great. She's really committed to the material. She's very believable in the role. I think that she does a really great job of like everything makes sense as to how she starts to figure things out. And there are some things towards the end that feel very happenstance, that it's like, okay, you had to get this information out one way or the other. But aside from that, I think because these two lead performances are really compelling, that it's what makes the movie so enjoyable. And obviously you're in a very confined space. Most of the film takes place in this house. It's all about Chloe's character trying to get away with things while her mother is like either out in the garden or doing substitute teaching work, and all of those little things that she's got to try to get away with what she's trying to figure out while her mother is gone. And I thought the way that all that was handled was really well done and really interesting, and I really enjoyed that a lot. I think there's a lot of cool cinematographical moments in this. I don't think the cinematography is outstanding or anything, but I do think there are some really great moments that help build up that tension and make it a really engaging watch. And I will say, if you're into suspense thriller movies, this one is definitely worth checking out. It's on Hulu. It's a really quick runtime. I think it was a little around an hour and a half, maybe a little bit more, but it was totally worth my watch. I really enjoyed it, and I think you will too. So have you seen Run? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. I thought this movie was really entertaining. I don't think that it's anything super new or inventive, but I think it takes a concept that a lot of people are familiar with and executes it really well. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.